It is April 21st, 2013, and this is NG Minute number 5 for the week of April 15th. This is pretty much the highlights of the lowlights of highlights and lowlights of the WWE as well as TNA. Now on Raw, we pretty much did get an interesting heel turn and an explanation from Ryback. Everyone wanted to know the reason why Ryback actually did attack John Cena and if it was legit or not. And honestly, this is a pretty legit feud. I am interested to actually see what's going on between Ryback and John Cena and how they're going to actually progress this and not mess this up. Because honestly, it's a very legit gripe, and it actually is a lot more realistic. John Cena's view on the whole angle, pretty much typical John Cena. But let's see how that's going to go later on. Now, let's get into SmackDown. Honestly, nothing really eventful happened on SmackDown except for probably the biggest low light I can actually say happened on SmackDown. It was practically a Divas match, a mixed tag match, which pretty much was over a dispute of a parking space. Yeah, you got Natalya and Rosa fighting over each other over a parking space. Yeah. Like I said, really uneventful. Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger actually did have another rematch revisited, and I will really have to have a match revisited, and I have to say that really was an interesting match. It was a given. We've seen this before. We've seen them perform on WrestleMania, and we know how tough these guys can go. So honestly, it really wasn't a bad match at all, but there really wasn't anything ground shaking or mind blowing that happened on SmackDown this past week. But we also have to say TNA and didn't have a lot happening either. I have to say that the Aces and Eights pretty much is still considered the most hottest angle that's happening right now, and Bully Ray happens to be the most dominant heel of TNA at this point. But was there anything interesting that happened with the Aces and Eights? No, not really. Just the fact that they're literally still title holders and they're practically trying to take over TNA. But still, it really wasn't anything that I was actually interested in. I'm still hoping that one day that actually Magnus is able to get the TV title back. But right now he was actually knocked out, so he really didn't miss a shot. But I take that back. There was something that was pretty eventful that actually happened on TNA. AJ Styles. AJ Styles had a really awesome heel turn, to be honest with you. I love his new edge. I love the new heel AJ Styles. He really didn't have a lot of he had a lot of great personality and charisma as a face. He really did. But he has a lot more edge as a heel, to be honest with you. And the fact that he changed his look, has a little bit more scruffy, his hair is down, does kind of remind me of my friend Brandon. But still, he actually has a lot more edge being a heel, and I'm interested to see what side he's going to go on. More than likely, he's not going to go with TNA because let's face it, TNA, well, no. He's actually being pressured to be on TNA and actually go against the Aces and Eights as well as anyone else is going to go against them. Then you have the Aces and Eights wanting to have AJ Styles as their ally, and then you have Kaz and Daniels of all people. The feud after feud after feud after feud with these guys, and Kaz and Daniels actually asked AJ Styles to be a partner with them. And he kind of gave him a response. He really did. He kind of showed them physically exactly what he wanted to do and how he thought about them and where they wanted to go and where they should go, and he took them there. But it's interesting to see whether or not he's going to choose TNA over the Aces and Eights or vice versa. So I am kind of sort of looking forward to seeing TNA this next week. But before I actually close out this NG Minute, I want to start a discussion with everyone. This is something I actually did think about watching Raw this past week. It makes me wonder. Everyone keeps talking about they believe that John Cena should be the one that's gonna put down the Deadman, and other people feel like myself should be Kane or Wade Barrett, somebody new to actually be able to be put over by taking down a Deadman. More than likely, in my opinion, it should be a heel, not a face. With a face is a lot of responsibility for carrying that burden. With a heel, there's really no restrictions with the heel, so they can carry that burden and be fine. So the heel that I actually choose, and as much as I would love for it to be Wade Barrett, the way that they're pushing him, well, they're not pushing him at all, and the way they're treating him as the IC champion, it shows that he is not going to be the one being picked for the Deadman to go against the streak. I have to say, Dean Ambrose from the Shield would be the best person to actually go against the Streak. And the reason why I say it is this: Dean Ambrose is the most charismatic person of the Shield, and he's the best heel of the Shield. He is pretty strong and pretty dominant in his fighting styles. He's a great wrestler, and I don't think that he's equally. I mean, I'm not gonna. I think he's pretty much halfway there, equal to the Undertaker, to the Deadman. If he, I really do feel that he can go toe to toe with him. And honestly, if Dean Ambrose was able to put down the Undertaker, he would be the most powerful heel in the WWE in the PG era alone. Yes, it would be pulling a Bully Ray, seeing how Bully Ray is now the most powerful heel since he's the leader of the Aces and Eights. Since Dean Ambrose is the leader of the Shield, in my opinion, because he's the best one on the mic, it will really be a great chance for him to not only progress, but also for the Shield to become powerful and actually make them feel like a true faction that should be feared. They will be known for the faction to put down the Deadman. Dean Ambrose will be known as the leader of the Shield that put down the Deadman. That would be a great push for him, a great push for his career heel-wise, and I think that he would be the best candidate to put down the Undertaker and the Streak all together if he retires WrestleMania 30. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Leave your comments in the comment section below or send me a video response. I want to hear who you feel should be the person to put down the Deadman. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.